This is TFK Devil. Not your usual Noah, but hey, I'm still part of the channel. So anyways, it has been about a year since United have sacked Mourinho, been a little bit more now, and it has been about a year since Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been managing Man United, a little more as we head into the new year. So we now can have a year's worth of footage, game documentation of what Ole has done as United manager. First of all, I'd like to say there have been some positives, there have been some negatives. Recently, a lot of negatives. But the thing is, you have to remember, this guy comes from Molde, not a Swedish team, sorry, Norwegian team. He's a club legend, so we have to keep this in mind for his current situation and what he's doing. So all of a sudden, Mourinho is sacked and everything, so we decide to bring in Solskjaer. We beat his first game. He wins 5-1 against Cardiff in a great, spectacular victory. People are singing "Always at the Wheel." That was the first game. Always at the Wheel. The song was actually sang. And then it spread. His next game was versus Huddersfield. He got I believe a 3-1 victory. Then he played, he had a really easy run of fixtures, which we were worried because if Mourinho had stayed for that time, we'd probably still have him as manager because he would have picked up some results as any manager would have. But Ollie, he picks up the results and he takes that all the way to Tottenham. Now this was his first real test. De Gea had one of his best games ever in the United uniform. He really outperformed anyone. And that's the reason we got the 1-0 victory we did. The first half we played great. I think that was like the first, maybe that was the first hint in some United fans. Maybe he can't actually take this job. So we pick up some more, consistent results and everything. And then here come big Arsenal coming along in the cup. And you think, it's going to be a tough game, FA Cup game at the Emirates. No, it wasn't. Ole played beautiful counter-attacking football, had perfect tactics. I believe Lukaku started that game, but Lingard scored his dance floor again, and Ole's at the wheel once more. He beats Arsenal in the FA Cup, and we advance to the next round. After that, when you think it couldn't get any better, we have that PSG game coming up. The PSG game really was the big European a European game for him. All he can finally prove himself. First leg at Old Trafford doesn't go to plan. It's a 2-0. Martial was injured. There are a couple other injuries that game, and it really didn't go to plan. If we're being honest, we obviously all know what happened later, but that's not besides the point. Then we play Southampton, a great come from behind victory. A great free kick from World Pro. There were some worldies of goals in that game, but Lukaku banged one home to win it. And we're finally starting to see he's fighting through adversity at this point. We're picking up games that we shouldn't. Even that Burnley game where it was a 2-2 draw, we fought back. It was 2 last-minute goals pretty much. Pogba was in the form of his life, picking up assists, banging in goals. Martial was playing out of his mind at that time on the left. Rashford was one of the best players in Europe. So we take all of this and we're thinking 2-0 down in the PSG game with all the injuries we had. There's no way possible we can win. We were all thinking about Arsenal, the game out a couple days after PSG because it was a fight for top 4 at the time. So we roll in to the Parc des Princes. And all of a sudden you see, hey, we get a goal. We nick a goal in the first couple minutes from Lukaku. I believe it was a Buffon error. Yeah, it was. Or it was a mistake at the back, yeah. It was a mistake at the back. PSG was trying to play out of the back, and Lukaku, I think he picked off a ball. And it's 1-0, so it's 2-1. You're like, okay, game back on. Then PSG come down the other end. They nick a goal. Eric Bailey's fault. Eric Bailey playing pretty much at right back because, we had no one. We had to park the bus and no one could play. So you're thinking, okay, that's probably leg over. We had a good shot at it. Then, about 15, 20 minutes later, you see Rashford. He bangs one in, hits off Buffon, and then Lukaku puts it home, and we're right back in the league. The 2 away goals are done. We knew we were going to have to score 3 goals, and anyway, so that goal that PSG scored is kind of like a free consolation. You could do it. You take that into halftime, and it's a struggle in the second half. PSG looked like scoring pretty much throughout the entire half. United had a couple of opportunities with Delot down the flank and everything, but you think, good try, lads, but not today. And out of the flukiest corner, I believe Delot tried to hit it in. It hits off Kimpembe's arm, and it's a VAR decision penalty. At this moment, you're thinking, is this true? Wake me up. Wake me up. I'm dreaming. Rashford steps up, puts the penalty away, and United are through into the next round of the Champions League. And at the highest point of every mountain comes the drop. And unfortunately for Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, this was the highest point of the mountain. At the I shouldn't say that, he hasn't been sacked yet, but I mean, at the highest point of the mountain, I'm not sure what happened. I am 100% not sure what happened because I think I have some theories. But at this point, everyone was like, he deserves the permanent job. Rio Ferdinand was on Sky Sports saying if he doesn't get the job, it's a disgrace and everything. We're all agreeing. We're all fans at the end of the day. So, we take that to the Emirates and play Arsenal. Now, I always point back to, because when United fans talking about those first 3 months, you'll hear that out of every United fan's mouth. That Arsenal game was the end of the last 3 months. I mean, the PSG obviously was, but I mean, the Arsenal was the start of down the hill. Arsenal, we looked, I wonder what would have happened, if we had won that game. Because at the beginning of the game, Lukaku had a really good chance to score. We had 2 really good chances to score and go 1-0 up. I think if we had gone 1-0 up, I think we would have put that game away into rest, and we would have beaten Arsenal. De Gea, a bad mistake, a swerve on a ball. It's 1-0 to Xhaka, and then Arsenal get a penalty in the second half that puts the game to rest. And it is 2-0 Arsenal. So, I mean, that was one thing. Oh, it's just a blip. Wolves in the FA Cup, we lose that. Some gritty performances against Watford and some other team. We got some wins, though, so at this point, Ole's permanent manager. He gets the job. Everyone's like, yes, he deserved it. We're just going through a little blip. We draw Barcelona in the Champions League. First leg, really, we came out with a park the bus mentality, as I think we probably shouldn't have. And then it's 1-0, and then they take that. It's an away goal. We're like, we got to come back at the new camp, which we don't. And we really just kind of stay stagnant for the rest of the season. From the first 3 months that Ole had, brilliant attacking football, which is debated among some United fans whether it was counterattack. He went away. He started to go away from the 4-3-3. There was the Everton result, the 4-0, which was absolutely horrific. And really, it was just, we didn't know what had happened. So, top 4 is over after we draw with Huddersfield. Wonder what would have happened. If we had gotten a win that game, we would have had a chance at top 4 against Cardiff the last day. We all know what happened against Cardiff, a 2-0 defeat. And then everyone's thinking, this is a disgrace, but no one says Ole out, except a couple people. So, everyone's looking at the board throughout the summer. Everyone thinks we need a lot of positions. Ole does what he should have. He bought a right back, so no more Ashley Young starting. We buy a center half, which we desperately needed in Harry Maguire. Daniel James will make a signing that no one thought we would, but it so far has looked to be a good signing. But the most important thing that we did not sign, and the most important thing we did need to sign, was at least 2 midfielders. We didn't get one. So I'm thinking, how poor is this? We go into the summer with 2 midfielders, and none have Premier League experience. And that's exactly what we did with Fred McTominay. Granted, they have had some success. Bruno Fernandes we missed on. Maddison we missed on. A lot of people rumored to come to United, even Sancho, maybe later. But really it was a disappointing summer from the 3 signings besides that. It really couldn't have gone any worse. Rumors have it whether Ole thought it was a good midfield or whether it was the board's decision. I don't know. I'm not going to get into that. The thing we do know is we did not sign a midfielder, but that would all be silenced at the start of the 2019 Premier League campaign. Man United draw Chelsea in the first Premier League match, the first competitive match of the year, and we get a great 4-0 result. Goals from Rashford, Martial, Daniel James. It was a great game. We play, everyone was like, oh, he's at the wheel. But we also did see what we would see throughout the entire season, throughout half the season we've seen so far, is the counter-attacking football. Chelsea at the beginning of that game had an opportunity to go 1-0 up and gain all momentum at Old Trafford. Zuma, I believe it was Abraham, believe he hit the post. Well, we got lucky. Rashford gets a penalty, 1-0. Chelsea and their lack of experience playing good football, they let a goal slip from Pog from a through ball to, I believe it was Rashford, and it's 2-0. That pretty much puts the game away. We scored another quick goal. James scores his debut goal, 4-0. We take that to Wolves. Disappointing result, 1-1. Well, both teams had opportunities to get 3 points. I think United should have got the 3 points. We did not. Pogba missed a penalty, missed some good chances. Martial had a good chance at the end of the first half. Unfortunately, it's a disappointing result, 1-1. The next game, home to Crystal Palace, everyone is thinking good. Get 7 points from the first 3 games, not too bad. It was the exact opposite. We had some chances early in the game. Crystal Palace nick a goal on a long ball that Lindelof should have won. And everyone's thinking, here we go again. We get a penalty that hits the post. We actually equalize, and then Crystal Palace come down and score in the last minute. So we can't be doing this already in the season, dropping points at home to Crystal Palace. It really was a season definer, and we all knew it would be a frustrating game. Then you take that to, then you carry those results on to your West Hams, your Newcastles, your Watfords, your everything, and you get where we are present day. United cannot break down the low block. I don't know what it is. We clearly have the capability to. We did it within the first 3 months. We even did it under Mourinho. We nicked goals, but we scored at least. Ole does not know how to break down the smaller teams. My theories behind this, hey, anyone can have a go at what they think really is the reason that Ole has not been able to break down the low block. My theory is that he is a timid manager. You notice on the touchline of Old Trafford he doesn't go out very much because 75,000 eyes looking right down on you is not very comforting. I understand that too. But we have to play the United way if we want to have success. At some point, besides a couple of Mourinho's teams like the Inters and stuff, really, if you're going to win Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, what we aspire to do, then you have to play expansive football. You have to go out and attack teams at some point. Now, it's a good strategy against the smaller teams because if you play any other way, you're going to get beat. Against City, it's great. Against the big clubs, it's great. Even against Arsenal, it's great because Arsenal are going to try to come at you. But this is where the tactics come in. You have to know how to, move the ball quickly into your strikers and pick up goals when you can against the smaller clubs. And we haven't been able to do that this season. We all know this is going to be the deciding factor of whether Ole's a long-term solution to Man United's problems. Ultimately, do I think he'll be able to find long-term success? Maybe, maybe not.